except this little bone. After the blowing of the first trumpet, Allah Ta'ala will send down rain from the heavens. And with this rain, Allah Ta'ala will revive the bodies in the grave from this coccyx bone. And the rain will be not normal rain. It will be like the matter of the semen of man. Now in a narration collected by Bukhari on the authority of Abu Hurairah, that he mentions, between the two blows there will be 40. Then when the people heard him say this, they said, Ya Abu Hurairah, 40 days? He said, Allahu A'lam. 40 years, they asked. He refused to answer. Then he said, everything of the body will decay, will be nothing, and all that will be left is the coccyx bone, and from it Allah Ta'ala will reconstruct the body. Then after the first blow, when Allah Ta'ala sends the rain, the Almighty Lord will command Israfil to blow the trumpet for the second time. And this will be the blow of revival and resurrection. As the Almighty Lord says, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَصَعِقَ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. The other verse, وَنُفِخَ فِي الصُّورِ فَإِذَا هُمْ مِنَ الْأَجْدَاثِ إِلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَنْسِلُونَ. And the trumpet will be blown for the second time, and behold, the people will quickly come out of the graves to the Almighty Lord. And when they come out of the graves, people will be shocked, they'll be stunned, they'll be startled, not knowing what is happening. And the earth itself will be stunned itself. By what? By internal convulsions, you can say. It will suffer internal convulsions so bad that it will be made or will be struck by a severe earthquake. And this is most explicitly mentioned in Surah Al-Zalzala, which Mustafa Insha'Allah Ta'ala Barakallahu Fi will recite, and thus will Insha'Allah translate the meaning of it. Faddal ya Mustafa.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا زلزلت الأرض زلزالها.
When the earth is shaken violently by convulsion after convulsion.
وأخرجت الأرض أثقالها.
And the earth will throw out, it will cast out its burden from man, jinn and animals. The former and the latter generations will all come back to life. No matter where the person may be underneath this earth, the Almighty Lord will reassemble him, revive him and resurrect him.
وقال الإنسان ما لها.
And indeed when man comes out of the grave, he'll be shocked, he'll be startled, not knowing what's happening. Thus he will say, what has befallen this earth? What is the matter with this earth? Shocked.
يومئذ تحدث أخبارها.
And indeed, on that day, the earth itself will relate everything, will declare everything that had happened on it. On that day, the earth will be either for you or against you. Remember this, brothers and sisters. On that day, Wallahi, the earth will either be for you or against you. No matter where you walk, what you do on it, no matter where you go, the earth is watching you. It's recording what you are doing on it. So on the day of resurrection, when you are resurrected and you are spat out from that mother, because you're in the womb of the earth, when it spits you out, it will declare to the Almighty Lord what you did on it.
بأن ربك أوحى لها.
For indeed the Almighty Lord has inspired it, has commanded it, has ordered it to speak.
يومئذ يصدر.
Thus the Almighty Lord will cause alterations to the universe, severe alterations. When man comes out of this grave, he will find himself in a world that he only read or heard in Allah's scriptures, as you are doing today. Think about it, brothers and sisters. As you are doing right now, man will in reality will find himself in a world that he has only heard of or read of in Allah's scriptures. Thus, when he comes out, he will see the difference in the whole universe. The seas, the oceans, the rivers, the plain fields, the mountains, the planets, the stars, the moon, the sun, the heavens, the earth. يوم تبدل الأرض غير الأرض والسماوات وبرزوا لله الواحد القهار. Upon the day when the earth shall be changed to other than the earth and the heavens, and all shall be brought before the Lord, the one, the superior. And this is beautifully mentioned most eloquently in Surah Takwir. فتفضل يا أستاذ مصطفى.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إذا الشمس كورت.
When the sun is deprived of its light and is overthrown,
وإذا النجوم كدرت.
and the stars shall fall down, and we know that the force today that is holding the stars in their orbits will be loosened on that day. And when it is loosened, what will happen? The stars will scatter about. They will grow dark and they will fall down.
وإذا الجبال سيرت.
And the mountains shall be made to pass. The mountains shall be made to pass. The force of gravity that is currently holding the mountains in their position will be taken away, they will be lost. And when that gravity is taken away, the mountains being weightless, they will be uprooted from their positions. And once they are uprooted from their positions, they will fly like clouds in the atmosphere.
وإذا العشار عطلت.
And when the pregnant she-camels are left abandoned, neglected, they are forgotten. And why is mentioned the pregnant she-camels? Why? Because in those days, the she-camels being pregnant was the most blessed, precious thing to them. So he signifies not in reality to the pregnant she-camels, but the most valuable assets that a man can have will be left neglected, abandoned, forgotten.
وإذا الوحوش حشرت.
And when the wild beasts are gathered together, tamed, untamed, wild, domestic, harmful, unharmful, they'll all be gathered together. On that day, it will not be like we're seeing today, where the tiger devours the deer, and the deer runs away from the tiger. Nor is it like the child or the person being scared of a snake. On that day there will be no fear. The wild beast will be gathered all together, harmless. They will not do anything, for indeed that day will be too hard.
وإذا البحار سجرت.
And when the seas are set ablaze, a blazing fire, and thus they overflow.
وإذا النفوس زوجت.
And when the souls are reunited with the bodies, good with the good and bad with the bad, may Allah Ta'ala make us among those who are good.
وإذا الموءودة سئلت. And
when the female infant who is buried alive is questioned,
بأي ذنب قتلت.
For what reason, what sin was she killed? A barbaric custom in the past. They used to kill their daughters alive. A barbaric custom. Thus on the day of resurrection, the day when man stands before his Lord, Allah will question, why was she killed? For what sin was she killed? This innocent, little infant. What had she done? What did she commit? Evil?
وإذا الصحف نشرت.
And when the pages, the deeds of man are laid open, everything now that is hidden, everything now that is veiled, your deeds are hidden, even from your own self. You forget what you have done in the past. But the Almighty Lord on that day will make your deeds unveiled, exposed, in full view, and everyone will see it.
وإذا السماء كشطت.
And when the heavens are stripped off, taken away from its positions, and thus when the heavens are taken away, paradise will be in full view. Hellfire and its evils will be in full view. And thus on that day, the wicked will see that which he has been deprived of. And the Muslim will see that which he is safe from. May Allah Ta'ala make us among those who enter paradise without adab and hisab.
وإذا الجحيم سعرت.
And when hellfire is set ablaze.
وإذا الجنة أزلفت.
And when paradise, may Allah make us amongst those who enter paradise, is brought near to us. Jazakallahu Khair, and yes, Mustafa, for that beautiful voice. This is, dear brothers and sisters, the time when a human being will be released from that prison, which is the life of the interspace, when he becomes once again alive for the day of accountability, the day of judgment. Man will rise to the Almighty Lord barefooted, naked, uncircumcised, as mentioned in the beautiful narration collected by Bukhari and Muslim on the authority of Aisha bint Abi Bakr radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the people will be gathered barefooted, naked and uncircumcised. She asked, Ya Rasulullah, O Messenger of Allah, people will be gathered naked? They'll be looking at each other, men and women? He said, no, the situation is too hard, too harsh. It's a burden on that day for them to look at this thing, to pay attention to that thing. And thus, wallahi, it is impossible. It is very, very hard for you to even think of this issue once you witness what is happening to this earth, to the universe on that day. And then when the affliction increases and the stress of the situation becomes unbearable, becomes too hard, the sun comes close to the people's heads, as mentioned in a beautiful narration collected by Muslim on the authority of Al-Miqdad ibn al-Aswad, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, the sun will come so close to the people that there will be left nothing but a mile distance from their heads. Brothers and sisters, 1 mile distance between you and the sun. People, he mentioned, will be submerged in perspiration. Will be submerged in perspiration according to their deeds. Some up to their ankles, others to their knees, others to their waist, others will have the bridle of perspiration. In other words, the bridle of perspiration. Others will be drowning in their perspiration. And while he was saying this, he had his hand on his mouth, and he said that there will be no shade on that day except the shade of the Almighty Lord. And this is mentioned most explicitly in a narration collected by Muslim on the authority of Abu Sa'id al-Khudri and Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhuma, that the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, on the day where there will be no shade except the shade of Allah Ta'ala, Allah will shade 7 types of people. 7 types of people. 1, a just ruler. 2, you can tell me. A youth who is brought up in the worship of Allah. 3, Ali. A person who gives charity so secretly that his left hand does not know what his right hand has given. 4. Fadl ya Mahmoud. A just ruler. Did we mention that? 4. Someone whose heart is attached to the mosque. 5. Listen. 2 men that loved or that love each other for the sake of Allah Ta'ala. They met and they depart only for that cause. 6. No one else? No one else? Muhammad. A person, this is a beautiful one. It's a hard one, a very difficult one. A person who refuses the call of a charming woman of noble birth for illicit, evil intercourse. Saying what? I fear my father and mother? No. Saying, indeed, I fear Allah. Indeed, I am afraid of Allah Ta'ala. Are we afraid of Allah Ta'ala? Are we afraid of Allah Ta'ala? Imagine you are subjected to this evil. May Allah save us, and inshallah we are never subjected to this. It is dangerous. Number 7. Absolutely not, sorry brother. It's an attribute of a believer, but not in that category as this. No. A person who's in seclusion and thus he remembers Allah Ta'ala, His Almighty Lord, and thus what happens after that? His eyes become flooded with tears. What a beautiful person, huh? Allahu Akbar. This will be explained, elaborated most eloquently inshallah ta'ala next week. Every single one of it. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.